landed property has broke record. They are generally younger, 30s to 40s. Wow.
That's really very young.
HDB resale price continued to climb in May for the 11th straight month. Welcome to a new series of Prop Talk where we will scan through the headlines.
So Dennis, what is the first headline that you want to bring to us today actually?
Today is the 15th of June, which is the second day after this heightened phase 2 lockdown. What happened to the property market for the past 1 month during this phase 2 heightened lockdown?
Yeah, I'm also curious, Dennis. I think I saw a news that landed prices, Dennis, have actually increased in the past few weeks. Is that true?
Yes. Okay, maybe I'll show you this screen, right? Okay. So this is a screen. The title is called Bungalow Deals turbocharged by the new generation of business titans. It's the source from HProp. So for this article, right, they actually have shown that a lot of GCB bungalows have been sold. Wow. So you look at the screen, there's 48 million, 44 million, very impressive.
Wow. These are very big numbers, Dennis.
What captured my attention for this news was that it mentioned that during this lockdown, landed prices actually went up and broke records for landed property, not condos or HDB. But I think till now, most of the audience or us have heard a lot about rising condo prices and HDB. But what really captured my attention was that, as I mentioned, is the even landed the prices are breaking records itself. Yeah, and one of the amusing part that that amuses me, because for this article under HProp, one of the interviewee did mention that due to this was the exact sentence, last year CB heightened the awareness of the fragility of life. The purpose of wealth creation is to enhance one's quality of life and that of the family. And COVID-19 brought home that message to the ultra-rich. So this propels or motivates them to buy a landed property or a GCB for their own use and their family. So I'm just thinking out loud. So this ultra rich, very rich. So they found that COVID, family is very important. So they decided to buy a GCB.
So all these purchases are really motivated by
it's
enhancing the quality of
a
life.
world of difference. When for me, maybe if I'm stressed, I need to relieve, I'll just go Shopee or Lazada to buy something. But they just buy GCB. So that's what amuses me.
When I'm stressed, I go eat ice cream. I don't go buy something at $48 million, you know.
So just to have an idea to help the viewers understand what's the difference between bungalow and GCB. GCB stands for Good Class Bungalow. If you look at this slide, okay, just some quick facts. In Singapore, right, under the UR data, there's about 40,000 terrace house, about 22,000 semi-detached. And among all these three, right, detached house, which is called bungalow, is about 10,000.
Wow, very rare. Huh?
Yeah, and all the way down from these detached houses, right, there's about only 2,500 GCB, Good Class Bungalow. Wow. And this is really the very rare supply and so-called the reserve for the ultra-rich and premium itself, right?
Wow. A trophy asset,
what's the difference between the technical difference between a Good Class Bungalow and other bungalow? So it's also on the screen. Yeah, so beside the plot width, you must reach a minimum size. So in simple terms, Good Class Bungalows must occupy at least 1,400 square meters of land. So Good Class Bungalows are very rare. And to be honest, my personal opinion is that you need to wait for a crisis before you have the opportunity to buy a GCB, right?
Wow.
That sounds fair?
Yeah.
Because I think GCBs are occupied by the ultra-rich, the premium, to those who have been there, done that.
Yes.
So if not for a crisis like this, I don't think they will want to let go. So for this article, right, it also revealed who are the buyers. In 2019, there's about only 3 big GCB deals. And 2021, there's about 11 deals. And for this year, 2021, we have about 9 deals till May period.
As of now.
Yes, for 9 deals. So likely, if everything progresses as normal, we'll break a record for the number of deals for GCB for this year as well.
Wow.
So who are the buyers? Right. So this article mentioned that they are the new multi-millionaires in finance, trading, tech, and pharmaceutical sectors. And they are generally younger, 30s to 40s. Wow.
That's really very young to own something like that, huh?
30s, 40s.
Wow.
So, and as mentioned, who are the buyers? Are they foreigners? Some of them are naturalized citizens buying for their own use. And interestingly, interest is also coming from the family office. What is a family office?
Yes.
Maybe I'll just explain to that in a while. Some thoughts. In this crisis, there are people who, there will be industries and people who will suffer more, like the airlines, tourism will suffer.
Sure.
But on the other hand, this is also opportunity for a lot of new industry, especially tech. So during this period of time, you know that tech, pharmaceutical will be doing well. landed property has broke record. So for the average price of bungalow, right, including Sentosa Cove, it reached a new high of 1,433 per square foot, right? The previous high was in 2013. That was about 1,367 per square foot. So this is for bungalows in the rest of Singapore itself. You expect that a bigger condo, the per square foot will be lower. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
A five bedroom per square foot price should be lower than the per square foot for a 3-bedroom.
Yes.
So, but it doesn't work for this GCB. Although GCB is bigger, but I'm also surprised that the price per square foot is higher. So you look at the graph for the GCB market, average price right now is about 1,653 as of May 2021. But the last peak was in 2018, 1,535.
Now, Dennis, you were talking earlier about family offices,
right,
actually. So maybe you can explain a little bit to the audience what that means exactly.
From my ground experience, we once met a few clients from China. So they are the one who taught and shared me what's a so-called family office. The term is called single family office. So what is this family office about? So if you look from the graph, right, a lot of rich family, especially from Asia, right, from India, from China, they have set up this thing called family office in Singapore, where they are supposed to pump in a certain amount of fund, and with this fund, you are allowed to do your investment, be it investment equities, properties, everything. So what happened was that, okay, maybe I show you this quick facts. In this definition from MAS, it shows that the term single family office or SFO is not defined under Securities and Futures Act. And the term family in this context may refer to the individuals who are the descendants from a single ancestor, as well as the spouses, ex-spouses, adopted children, and stepchildren of this individual. Wow. So this is actually a very interesting definition. But I think simply put, that's that, okay, the whole family, if you're a rich family or tycoon from India or from China, you have the money and you like Singapore, you can just publish money and set a fund to invest in. But from my ground experience, why are they doing this? Other than the fact that Singapore is stable and is a safe environment to park your fund, they can also apply for this work pass or eventually PR. Their aim is to eventually apply for PR when the time comes, so that they can have a foothold or have a base in Singapore for the family. So I think, personally, I felt that in this COVID time, right, it's really pushing the world into two extremes. Those who manage the economy well and manage to control the virus, put the virus under control. And on the other extreme, the virus is simply rampaging the whole country, like India. So a lot of sad story over there. And my take is that this virus will not be gone too fast.
I think so too.
It'll be coming back here and there. There'll be variants here and there. So to me, I was thinking out loud, if I'm a rich tycoon or I'm very well-to-do rich family in the Southeast Asia country or in the Asian country, looking at the Asian map, right, there's only a few places who manage this virus very well. One of them is Singapore.
Sure.
If I'm rich tycoon, I'll park some money here. And this family office fund is something that attracts me. Because eventually I might get my work pass or residence permit or even a PR eventually. Local residents get free vaccine.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that really a testament to how well this government is going to that?
Yes.
Yep. So I think people will be more open to idea. Hey, why not take a second look? Yeah. So and plus the fact that the US and China is having a lot of quarrels and so-called decoupling of their economy. So more China firms, which you've seen from newspaper, they have been coming to Singapore to set up office at Tencent, Alibaba, Lazada. So they're setting more office over here in Singapore. ByteDance as well, owner of TikTok. So more Chinese titans are coming over to our country itself. So that will create the rich will be buying the bungalows and the penthouse itself. Right. So landed property prices broke record. Besides landed property, let's go on to the next news from Business Time. It's on Condo News itself. So the headline shows fewer viewings in May, but the volume dropped, but the prices still rise by 0.9%. So it's amazing that despite this heightened phase 2 alert from our ground experience, so when a limit from 5 to 2, just two viewers will include agent.
Yes. Dennis, even though there were fewer viewings, that did not stop the condo prices at all, Dennis.
Yes.
And as you can see over here, it went up 0.9%.
It was a surprise to me that it still went up for 0.9%. So what you can you imagine if there's no phase 2 heightened alert? the prices will be up more
Much
than
more
the current.
than this.
But just a stats from this newspaper cutting,
Sure.
it mentioned that as compared to last year, when during the March to April lockdown,
Mhm.
the volume drop month to month was about 57% drop in terms of
that's
volume.
a lot. That's
Yeah.
half.
But for this time around, the volume just dropped about 11.4%.
No, that's not so
So
bad.
it's likely that people are used to online viewings or
Yes.
adapted. We are getting used to this so-called post-COVID era.
This is the life now, right?
So let's go on to the next news. This is by the Business Times on the 27th of April.
Mhm.
It shows that it says that HDB upgraders are fueling the mass market condominium sale itself.
Sure.
So in a way, these two news are related.
Sure.
So the condos are still selling. So who are the condo buyers? So from this newspaper, you got the answer. It's HDB upgraders.
Yes.
For this article, right, you can see that the key lines was that a lot of HDB sellers or the upgraders who sell the HDB, they sell off the HDB and
Sure.
went on to buy the condo.
Sure.
And why are there so many selling right now? Because the market is very good, so they are enjoying a cash over valuation.
That's correct.
For HDB, as a guide, 4-room, you can for 4-room HDB flat, the COV of 10 to 30k is not surprising.
Yes, it's quite
For
a normal.
5-room EM and above 30-50k above valuation is not uncommon. So they are cashing on this COV, cash over valuation, and then profit from there. And from this newspaper, Business Time, it mentioned that some of these owners are selling, and then they don't mind renting meanwhile.
Yes.
Because they felt that this was a good market to sell, and then maybe they'll buy back later when the market is cool down itself. Yeah.
And not only are these HDB upgraders that is buying these mass market condos, they are also turning towards the new launch direction.
Yes.
Yeah, because now even though during phase 2 heightened alert, there were limited restrictions, there were a lot of restrictions when doing show flat presentations. But in the very few show flat presentations I did, I do encounter HDB upgraders too.
Okay.
And what they have mentioned to me that they're open to both segments, whether it's the primary market or the resale market. Now, there is also a reason why after the upgrade they target these mass market condos. The reason being because if these people would like to enter into the private property market, the mass market is one of the most affordable entry level moving into a private property market, which is the reason why when people sometimes people tell me, hey Manuel, I want to buy a condo but I don't want to stay in Choa Chu Kang, I don't want to stay in Jurong East, but the fact is that those properties in the mass market, they are the ones moving, whereas those properties in the central region, because due to its quantum and due to the lack of amenities, sometimes mass market condos is something not to be shunned. Let's put it that way. Yeah,
I think it's just it depends on your budget lah. If budget, as I always say, if budget is not concerned, go and buy a GCB.
Yes.
But if budget is concerned, you just buy according to what your budget allows you to.
Yes.
So for a lot of HDB upgraders, likely the more mass market condominiums will be for them. For this, the first condo for the HDB upgraders.
Yes.
And who are the buyers for this HDB resale? So this article also mentioned that first time buyers usually they will tend to buy BTO.
Yes.
But because of this construction delay, so they are turning the attention to this resale HDB flats because it's faster. Because with COVID, a lot of delays and they are not sure when they'll be completed. So the first time buyer, first timer will be buying this HDB resale. And HDB resale will be upgrading to a mass condo. Mass condo might upgrade to a better condo and all the way to the GCB itself. So that's like a
trickle-down effect. That is right. It all starts from the
musical
first time,
chair.
Yeah, it all starts from the first time homeowners.
One thing to note, right, from this article, it mentioned that if Singapore employment conditions don't change, this HDB resale volume is likely to remain more active. In Singapore, I think those white collar who are doing well, actually a lot of my friends who are in the white collar industry, they actually told me that, hey, actually work from home is better. So these are the one that's not affected. But what's being affected are those there's more blue collar jobs that you cannot afford to work from home, like factory, you have to be at the shops front end. So these people are affected one. So those people who are not affected, they're actually taking a portion of this chance to buy the property itself. Because also partly during this COVID lockdown, a lot of people are experiencing the fact that you might need to have a bigger space. Because a lot of home-based learning, work from home. So a lot of people are actually moving out from their home, be it to one bedroom or two bedrooms, so that they have their own space. All right, so this is also the second article. That's on 4th of June. So HDB resale price continued to climb in May for the 11th straight month.
11 straight month. That is also almost 1 year of continuous rising. You know,
A few key numbers to note is that resale price climbed for the 11th straight month, and prices for all room types grew between 11.3 to 13.7%, double digit. So that means it's just not the 5-room or 4-bedrooms, all the bedroom types.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter is it matured towns or non-matured towns, all grew.
Yeah.
That means everything is rising.
And if you look at the graph, then I believe the non-mature estate actually increased more than the mature
Double
estate.
digit, double digit. So it just strikes me that wow, everything is rising. Even after the before the phase 2 or the phase 2, I realized that a lot of amenities like haircut are raising the price. A lot of prices have gone up, which was quite different from what I expected. I thought during this lockdown things might go down the prices, but it didn't. So property prices went up, everything went up. There'll be likely inflation. So life just got harder, although we are in the lockdown phase or in the post-pandemic.
And then is it only prices that are increasing? What about rent in this case?
So this whole episode, right, we're talking about all the prices. So interestingly, beside landed property, condo, HDB, even rentals.
Even rent?
Yes. Wow. Even rental for condos and HDB are rising. To my surprise, because I was thinking that, hey, maybe there's less foreigners coming in. Shouldn't there be more empty condos or HDB flats? So as a property agent, we are on the ground. So we literally walk the ground and we know what's happening. Right now, the renters demand are quite high. Rental flats get rented out very fast, literally within weeks.
And sometimes even without actual physical viewing, right, Dennis?
Tenants are willing to view online.
Yes.
So it's really very fast. Regardless of it's west or east, it's really very fast from our ground experience.
Yes.
And from this article, it shows that it was published on 10th of June. Condo rent rise by 0.3% in the month of May. HDB rent was about 0.7%. Although
even higher than condo,
although not a lot, but the fact is that it's still rising. So the key highlight for this article was that it said, although there's less foreigners entering Singapore, but versus on the other hand, a lot of owners are trying to capitalize on the rising resale price. So as I mentioned in the earlier article, they sell and then rent. And I think some of these sellers are probably also affected by the OTP reissue ban. You have to sell your current HDB or current property first before you can buy. If not, you will be slapped with an ABSD.
Then let me just ask you, do you think all these things will be continue rising till the end of the year, or is it a limited window of what we're talking about here?
I think the fact is that there's a lot of GDP growth, there's economic growth, and plus the interest rates are really very low. A lot of people on the other extreme who are not affected, they're doing home base, work from home. So likely white collar, so they will take this opportunity to take advantage of this low interest rate to buy more. Looking at all angles, all the way landed to HDB, even renter, and plus our ground experience, I think these activities, this buying, renting activities will still continue for quite a while. Yeah.
So would you think that if there's someone on the sideline now looking to enter into the property market or dispose of the market, would I say that this is actually a good time to do so?
This one is depends on personal situation, depends on your job, security, and your income, everything. But if you have any questions that you'd like us to help you out, give us a call at this number below. We will do our best to help you to answer your questions by a one-to-one no obligation session. So yeah, give us a call. Thanks for watching and see you in your next video.
Yes, thanks for watching. See you guys again. Bye.
Bye.